I was 17, he was 28. When he confessed to cheating, I made sure her fiancé knew about it at 3 a.m. I met my ex-husband, let's call him Jason, when I was just 17. He was 28. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere, but I was young and thought it was love. We eloped exactly 1 year after we started dating. He didn't even come to my high school graduation because he was terrified my brothers would beat him up for dating a teenager. That should have been my first sign to run. By 19, I was pregnant. The mask fell off completely. When I was 6 months along, instead of supporting me, he looked at my growing belly and said, "You have exactly 6 months after the birth to lose that weight, or else." He was abusive, both emotionally and physically. My home life growing up hadn't been great, so I thought this chaos was normal. I had the baby in the spring. Jason was never there. I remember walking 3 miles to the store, pushing a stroller, just to buy diapers because he refused to give me money or a ride. When our baby was about 1.5 years old, Jason started coming home later and later. He was acting different, cold, secretive. So I did some digging. I went through his work bag and found a phone number he was constantly calling. I traced it. I found out her name, let's call her Amber, and I found her address. The worst part? Amber had been to my house. He had introduced her as a colleague, lying to my face while she sat on my couch. The breaking point came when my father got remarried. Jason refused to go, so I went to the wedding alone. When I came home, I found Jason lying on the couch, crying hysterically. I changed out of my dress and went downstairs. He looked at me with teary eyes and asked, "Do you promise you'll never leave me?" My stomach dropped. I knew. I said, "Let's go upstairs and talk." We sat on the bed. He confessed, "I cheated on you." I asked, "With who?" He said, "It doesn't matter. It matters to me," I screamed. Eventually, he whispered Amber's name. That was it. The rage of a 19-year-old who had been abused and neglected for years took over. I launched myself at him. He scrambled off the bed and ran into the hallway, but I was right behind him. I started grabbing his clothes from the closet and throwing them out the second-story window. He stood at the top of the stairs and admitted, "It's been going on for 6 months." 6 months while I was raising his child? I demanded his wedding ring. He handed it over, trembling. Then the adrenaline hit. I shoved him. He tumbled down the entire flight of stairs. As he tried to crawl up on all fours, I ran down and kicked him right between the legs. So hard, I'm pretty sure his potential future children felt it. He scrambled out the front door, bent over in pain, running down the street. But I wasn't done. It was 2 a.m. I grabbed my keys and drove to the address I had found earlier, Amber's house. I banged on the door. A man opened it. It was Amber's fiancé. He looked confused, rubbing sleep from his eyes. I held up Jason's wedding ring and said, "Can you tell Amber she can have my husband? She's been sleeping with him for 6 months. Here's his ring." I dropped the ring in his hand and walked away. I went to my mother's house, a hysterical mess, but free. Jason begged me to come back for 3 weeks. I filed for divorce instead. I was free by 20. And the cherry on top? Jason and Amber broke up immediately. But get this, Jason ended up getting Amber's sister pregnant a few months later. Oh, and he tried to file attempted murder charges against me for the stairs incident. The police literally laughed in his face and told him it was a civil matter.